Alright YouTube, so today what we are going to do is to install the editor, the test editor that we're going to use for our Java programming tutorials. Okay, so what I want you to do is to actually go to this website, search for Dr. Java in Google and just click on the first link, and then it will bring you right here. Now we're going to use Dr. Java because it's a very lightweight editor for Java programming, and it's not as huge as the other IDEs such as Eclipse and NetBeans. So it makes it very easy on newcomers to learn Java without worrying about the IDE itself, because like I said in my other video, Eclipse and NetBeans and all the other Java IDEs out there could be very daunting for newcomers because you have to learn a lot of other ways to work with the IDE itself, which takes away from learning how to program instead of working on the IDE. Okay, so we don't want to spend so much time as beginners working on the IDE. We want to start diving straight into programming, and that's why we're going to use Dr. Java for our purposes. Okay, so as you can tell, this is a very lightweight IDE, and it's developed by some group of developers at the Rice University. So we give them a big thanks because they've done a good job making this available free to the public. It's free under the BSD license, meaning you can use it without paying anything, and you can use it as free as you want. That's all that means. It's free as in whatever you want to call it. But anyway, if you're on Unix, you want to download the jar file. If you're on Linux as well, any Unix variants, Solaris, whatever Unix operating system or Linux-based operating system you use, you want to download the jar file. If you're on Windows, you want to download this file right here. And if you're on Macintosh, download this one. Now I'm on Linux, so I'm going to show this tutorial or this screencast using Linux operating system to show you how you will get Dr. Java running on your system. So let's first download it. Click on the download link, and it will download this into a secure location for you. Into your downloaded folder on your system. Okay, so it's in our download folder right now, but as you know, download folder, you delete stuff every now and then, so you don't want it over there. You want to move it from that location to a very secure location. So what I will recommend you do is just go to your download folder and then move this file. Actually, you can rename it first. It has a very long name. Just rename it to anything you want. You can call it .java or whatever you want to call it, but I have another one in my documents, so I'll put this in a different place. So let me actually create a folder here and call it Dr. Java file, and lack of better name, and so I call it Dr. Java file. Okay, now I'm gonna move that file from that location to Dr. Java file. Alright, so let's clear this and then cd into documents, Dr. Java file. Okay, now I'm going to move that folder from the download location, and then it was called Dr. Java. Okay, and now moving it to the Dr. Java file location, which is where I'm in that folder right now. So I'll just type a period so that it will move it to that location. So now if I do ls, it's in the folder now. Now if I go here, you can tell it's been moved into Dr. Java file. Alright, so now whatever you move it to, just right click and then go to properties. Alright, and then under permissions, make sure you check allow executing file as program, and also go to this tab, the tab over here that says that open with. Click on that and make sure that the only thing listed here is Sun Java 6 runtime. If there is anything else listed, It could be multiple other stuff listed here. Highlight each and every one of them and remove, so that you are only left with Sun Java 6 runtime. Now you can close that after you do that. And then now you can just click on this and or double click and run it, and Dr. Java will start up. Okay, so that's Dr. Java starting up, as you can see. Takes a minute because it's trying to locate my Java JDK. And in my other video, I showed you how to install the Java JDK environment on your system. If you don't have it installed, Dr. Java is going to need the Java runtime to actually run it, and it's also going to need the JDK, the compiler, to compile your Java programs. So you need to make sure you have the Java JDK installed on your system, and once you install the Java JDK, it automatically installs the runtime. If you're on Windows, it will install the runtime environment as well. So just do that if you haven't watched my other video, and get that taken care of before you start working on Dr. Java. Because if you don't, the compiler is not going to be able to detect your JDK, and you will have to do it manually. You don't want to do that. So let's close this for now, and let me show you another way you can get the same link to Dr. Java on your panels and on your desktop. All right, let me remove this here. I created one already. Let me remove it, and let me show you how I did it. So I went into my, if you're on GNOME like I am, and on Linux, just right click and click on edit. If you're on KDE or any other window manager, figure out how to edit your menus. I think on KDE you can just search, click on Alt or Alt key on your keyboard, and then I think F2, and it will pop up a small window, and then you can search for menu editor, and then you can use that to edit your menus. But for GNOME, just right click on your icon, the icon you always click on to get to your menu, right click and click on edit. Now when you open up the screen, click on programming or wherever you want to put it, but I mean there's no need to put it anywhere else other than programming. And then I will delete this since I already did it. Let me delete that one, and then let me show you how you do it. So make sure programming is highlighted, then click on new item, and then let's locate the jar file that we just downloaded. I put it here, Java files, and then that one. Open it up. Now locate an icon. I use the same icon as Dr. Java. If you don't have that, just find the icon somewhere. You can just Google it up. Just go into Google, type in Dr. Java again like we did before. You can use whatever icon you prefer, but I choose to use the same icon. And then instead of web, you want to click on images, and then you can choose one of the images for Dr. Java and save it. Right click and save it to your desktop or to wherever, your download folder, and then point it from there. Or you can move it to the same folder that you have your Dr. Java file. So let me point it to my Dr. Java icon. I think it's under my pictures. Then that one, I'll click on it, and then you want to give this a name. Okay, so call it something you want. I call it Dr. Java. Then okay, and you can see it's up here on your items, under your items. Now if you close and then you open it up, you will see programming. You click on programming and it will show up right here. Okay, so that's how you do it. Now if I wanted to remove it, I'm going to show you that that's actually what's up showing up over there. I click on programming, I'll uncheck the box, and now I'll close this. And now when I go here and I click on, actually because there is no item check under programming, you can even tell programming is no longer showing up over here. So if I go back and I check it again, programming will show back. Check it. Now let's close and programming will show up again in our menu. Okay, now programming is back. You click on it and you have Dr. Java. Alright, so now if I click on Dr. Java, I will have the same instance of Dr. Java opening up, which is pointing to the same one that's in my folder up here. Okay, so it's the same, it's pointing to this file right here. Let's close it. So you can either open it from here. You have 3 places to open it. Open it from here, open it from your menu, and also you can just create a shortcut to your panel or your desktop. So that will be another location you can open Dr. Java from. Okay, so let's close this one and let's put an icon right here so that it's easy to access it from the panel as well. So just drag it, then put it right there, and then give it the same name or whatever name you want. Then browse to your icon and open up. Now you can do this with any program any application that you run on your system, not just this. This will be the same for anything you want to put on your panel or on your desktop. Okay, so now if I click on it, I have an icon right here. Now I can click on this and that will open up. You see that? Same thing. Now I want to put a shortcut on my desktop. I'm not the person who like to put application shortcut on desktop, but let me show you how you will do it. I can just go back to the same place. Let's close this for now. I can go back to programming, and this is under my favorite. I can go to okay, can go back to programming, and then I can drag this to my desktop. Okay, so now if I just want to run this from my desktop, I just double click and the same thing will open up. Alright, you can rename it or whatever, but make sure you always have the jar extension. The jar extension just simply means that it will run under the Java runtime environment, because this is a program or an application written in Java. This test editor itself is written in Java, so it needs to run under the runtime system. Alright, so now let me walk you through a little bit of the areas here opening up in Dr. Java. This is where your files will show up. So all your Java classes and all the other files that you write or whatever is already in the Java JDK that you use will show up over here. Okay, so this pane is where you write your programs, and this pane right here down here is where your outputs will show up. So I'll show you in the next video how all those work. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. My time is up. Bye bye.